Hey, what is up guys, it's your boy Toy here. This will be a video as promised. I met 8 with Taily and I can assure you this is insane. Now my chase hasn't really changed. The only thing that I tried was the T5 Dark for a little bit more survivability and less damage. Taily is on Gauss gear. The only thing that I did not really need was the T2 perk on extra block. It is just something that could help you out if you have her T95. If you do not, you don't have to. Instead of Nikki, you can actually get Loman this time. I put all of Nikki's gear to Loman, and one fun thing is the A1 on Loman is healing and dispelling as well. So that is really good while doing all of the blood stacks and just cleansing them while the spinning move is running around. My claws never changed. So let's check out how much of a bus ass this will be. Spoiler alert, it's easy. Alright, so the early start could be a little bit nasty for your main tank because the stunning rate in comparison to my older teams is a little bit less. Whenever their stomp is coming around, what I do as always, cleanse it with the S3 on claws and then go further. Now whenever you start spinning, do S1 on Taily and let that be known that that is it, what you need. Now if you time S3 correctly, you can actually debuff while being in the right state, and this is where Taily comes in. Do the S2 on invincible frames, and this is how we do it. It's nothing more than this. Also, if you do happen to use all of Loman's skill in one go, guess what, you can stun a pretty fine amount, but I did not do it this run. At first I thought to myself, oh, my damage is actually lower, but in fact it is not. It just means I gotta do it better. So here I used the S2 to try and cleanse, but I already had the soul weapon up, so that was kind of unnecessary. And look at my HP being full at most of the time. So if I combine S3 of Loman and then S3 of Taily and S1 of Claws, that is an instant full stun gauge. I don't have to do anything on this. I'll make sure that I already popped the soul weapon. What I could have done is use the S3 on Chase to get that early start onto some HP. But in fact, not really necessary. This time, I timed the S3 of Taily a little bit better because it has a charge up time, and now I have full use of the damage that comes with it. Once again, S2, super easy. Now I want to have that little bit of HP back. And as you can see, a Loman soul weapon up once again, meaning that I can do either more damage, heal myself up, or guess what? I can do both. So whenever the next thing comes up, I can actually pull Loman's soul weapon, press an S1 on Loman for no apparent reason because that will be cleansed right now. That was a mistake. Same goes for the S3. If you timed that correctly, my damage output would have been so much higher, but kid you not, this was the very first run that I've done this with. Now as for the rotations, you guys can see it, but what I'd like to share is my success rate went from probably 40% depending on the RNG to 100%. I've did 3 runs after this and I actually completed all of them without breaking a sweat. Like, Taily is such a monstrous character when it comes to imet. It is absolutely insane. And now for the finisher, and there we go. Now just a final note, I believe that Taily is only really useful over here and nowhere else, because all of the tanks really outshine her in other content. So just keep that in mind. Taily is an imet monster, but that's it.